So, ex-Bethesda boss speaks out against Elder Scrolls 6 devs. My guess is, oh yeah, they're all incompetent, they don't know what they're doing, and they don't like the franchise. And they don't like gamers. That's what I think is going on. Let's see. Let's see. Am I right here or am I wrong? By video by Legacy Killer HD. Damn, that character. We will not see anything like that in a game.
We'll dive into Gears of War E-Day, but before we do, one franchise that has been with us from the beginning is Call of Duty. Now, it's bigger than ever.
Sure.
Why are you the way that you are?
8 years. It has been 8 years since the Elder Scrolls 6 was announced. An announcement that taught...
Wait, that was 8 years ago? Wait, that was in 2018? 8 years ago, and we have seen nothing so far. I mean, we have seen this, right? But that's just a cinematic. That has nothing to do with the actual game. So we have not seen anything from the game in 8 years. And that's at least how long the development is going on, right? Right? They aren't doing, oh yeah, we started developing this game 3 years ago. And then we put it out. Right? Because it's Bethesda, right? Bethesda means quality, right? Yeah.
Todd Howard has now said multiple times he regrets. If you don't remember, they did it because Fallout 76 was being announced and they wanted to show their commitment to single-player story-driven games. That's why The Elder Scrolls 6 and Starfield was revealed at that time.
Wait, what? Why would you... What? Oh, that's so... Of course Todd Howard makes a stupid decision. Of course. I mean, at this point we are expecting this guy to be just an idiot, right? Just an idiot. And he doesn't know what he's doing.
Just way too early, and it's probably going to be about almost 20 years between Skyrim to the Elder Scrolls 6, and that is just honestly insane. Way too long of a gap, and the vibe surrounding Bethesda is just as bad as it gets, and it has only gotten worse the last couple of years, especially with their horrible ports and such.
Wait. Oblivion Remastered is still broken a year after release. Oh no. See? Even, I mean, they say remaster. Isn't that just a complete remake in Unreal Engine 4 or 5? Because that's what I thought it was. And even that studio, which is not Bethesda, couldn't make a game that's not broken. Is the underlying architecture of the game, which is not the engine, but how the game is built, the systems and stuff like that, is that the problem? Could be.
Gotten worse the last couple of years, especially with their horrible ports.
Fallout 4's 10th anniversary update is a complete crap show that nobody wanted. Yeah, I could guess. Bethesda has once again updated its popular RPG and made it worse in the process. Which is exactly 100% what I would expect of Bethesda. 100%, yes. If you are surprised by Bethesda making one of the games worse with an update, you're stupid. You're stupid and you deserve everything bad that happens to you. Because of your stupidity.
And such, and also Starfield's dwindling players and just the poor reputation that it has retained. And its latest expansion, Terran Armada, just really didn't do much to change minds at all. I think it was just a disaster in certain regards. Maybe not as bad as Shattered Space, but still a lot of mistakes made there overall with Starfield. And
yeah, why would you play Starfield? I have no one ever heard of saying anything good about Starfield, I think. With the exception of people that basically don't play games. Or people that don't know what a good game is.
That's why there's just so many concerns that are now going to be felt with the Elder Scrolls 6, and Bethesda doesn't really seem interested in trying to sway opinions, at least yet, until the game is farther into development, I suppose. And it seems to be their marketing practice to really not want to show anything until the last 6 or so months, and it's probably going to be the same with the Elder Scrolls 6, but I just don't think that they really deserve that type of Rockstar attention. You know, Rockstar games can get away with the secrecy and such. I don't think Bethesda has earned that anymore.
Kind of, maybe.
I think they really need to be upfront and talk about their...
I mean, yeah, of course Bethesda hasn't earned it because they haven't made good games in ages. None of the games they released in the past 10 years have been good. I shouldn't say released. That they made and released. Because Doom was fine, not made by Bethesda. And also, I can't understand why Bethesda doesn't use the engine of Doom, which to my knowledge is just an advanced CryEngine game, CryEngine build. When I remember correctly, I'm not sure. It might be something completely just made, created by id Software, but I'm not sure about that anymore.
Their vision, they really need to be more detailed about what they have planned for this game. And they're obviously not going to do that, but they should. Ultimately, though, the state of Bethesda is really just bad right now. This is what you get out of the Elder Scrolls and Fallout. On the single player side, is just them constantly talking.
This looks so bad. The Barn Darblades creation adds Joyd and Joan, powerful, unique weapons that honor Barn. Blah 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 blah. Okay, you get new weapons. Okay. The game looks so bad. This looks so bad. It looks like it's a game that came out almost 20 years ago. I wonder why.
About paid mods that you can buy from other creators in which they get a cut from, which I just don't care for. And I think most of you don't care for it either. But this is what they love to market. This is the only thing you see on Starfield, the Elder Scrolls, and Fallout on their social media profiles all of the time. And then there is, again, they don't really...
Is that game still alive? Protect the Wasteland. Grab your free Protector player title in an Atomic shop now. Oh, great. Yeah, is this game still alive? Oh, you know what? We can look that up. How was it called? Oh yeah, Fallout. Fallout 76. This game is literally doing better than Marathon. Oh my god. Fallout 76 is better than Marathon? After over 3 years. This game has still more players than Marathon? This piece of trash has more players than Marathon. And I can prove it. Yeah. Wanna go back? 7,000 something peak. Just go back. Ah, Fallout. 11,000. And the concurrent players are also higher. Wow. A 3-year-old trash game has more players than Marathon. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh Jesus. Does this deserve its own video? I don't know. I don't know. Oh jeez, this is so bad.
Care too much about their target audience. I think this video promoting Fallout 76 in the Atomic Shop is a great example of that. Like, I get it, some people are saying this is just a silly thing. Some people are responding with, oh my god, we're going to be waiting decades for the Fallout 5, because that's a whole other thing, but that's going to be another 20-year wait, it feels like, for a new mainline Fallout installment. But yeah, Fallout 76, that is their sole focus, making sure that grows.
Look how low res the textures are. How can a game look like this in a times of literal Unreal Engine 5 or 4 or any other engine? This looks so bad.
And that is their live service baby for the Fallout franchise that will continue to live on in expansions and updates that I just not very impressed by, but it's a shooter experience that enough people find enjoyable, and it continues to this day, and it continues getting big updates and such. Guess that goes to show the popularity of the Fallout fan base. They've also done interviews with places like CNN and such, trying to, again,
Fallout fans must be masochists, because there's no other explanation. Thank you to CNN for the conversation on Fallout 76 and our latest update. Infestations along with exciting features coming in the future. Really? CNN did a thing about Fallout 76? You know Bethesda is desperate if they go to these people, right? This is crazy.
Getting the casual average gamers involved, because again, the target audience doesn't really matter, and everything that we've seen out of Fallout really since Fallout 76 has really been targeted at the more casual generic audience. Furthermore, though, I think this is a great example of my thoughts on the Elder Scrolls 6 right now. It has now been 8 years between when we got our first trailer. Don't let these people gaslight you. It's extremely normal to want news for a game that was officially...
Let's see, just remember that the Elder Scrolls 6 got a trailer 8 years ago. Don't let these people gaslight you. It's extremely normal to want news for a game that was officially announced in 2018. They messed up by announcing a game they had no intention of working on. Read what you saw. Yes, absolutely. He's completely right. Completely.
Announced in 2018. They messed up by announcing a game they had no intention of working on. Reap what you sow. And yeah, I mean, the frustration has only grown over this long wait, and there's a feeling, kind of like the same feeling we had with Grand Theft Auto 6, and that's still going to be felt because Rockstar Games hasn't said much about it yet, and they're probably going to go full on marketing soon, but it's just the feeling of we're never getting this game at all. I guess that's another feeling you can have with something like Half-Life 3. Now, quick little intermission.
Why did you have to hurt me this way? Man, why? Please don't hurt my feelings. Half-Life 3 is my little weak point.
On the merch store, we have some new designs up, as well as some of the more popular designs that went up a couple months ago. Obviously, use code LEGACY for 10% off. And yeah, these new designs, just extremely proud of them. Highly recommend them, especially this one. I think it really stands out for those maybe watching this video. But yeah, if you're interested, check the link down the description below for 10% off. And yeah, grab one of these shirts or any of the other merch on the store. Now, obviously, the Xbox Game Showcase, it was just Fallout 76 and the Elder Scrolls Online getting updates. But I think the problem that a lot of people have, and this is a viral video that's really puts an emphasis on that, it's just the way that Bethesda presents this.
Oh, here we go. I haven't watched that.
You bitch! I don't give a fuck!
Bethesda.
Why would anyone get excited about Bethesda?
I don't give a fuck about Elder Scrolls Online. Please, just
don't take this the
wrong way. The anger.
I've heard recommendations that they put ZeniMax Presents or something else. I think that would do good. I think Bethesda Presents kind of gives the feeling that something major is going to be announced, whether that be something from Arcane, id Software, or yeah, the main studio, Bethesda Game Studios.
I would love something new from id Studios, or id Software, id Studios. I would love that. You know, something Please, something other than Doom. Please.
You're doing, ZeniMax Online Studios projects like ESO, and yes, Bethesda Austin is technically Bethesda, but you can't be doing Bethesda Presents anymore. This has been a complaint for a couple of years now, just so much frustration with this, and it only continues as the wait for the Elder Scrolls 6 seems like it's still years away, and there's many more thoughts like this. Bethesda Presents, and it's the worst shit you've ever seen instead of being Elder Scrolls 6. Bethesda Presents is genuinely the nastiest 50-50 of all time. LMAO, you never know what's behind that door. And somebody, again, the down feeling that so much of the Elder Scrolls 6 community has right now. At this point, I'm convinced the Elder Scrolls 6 is never going to be revealed or come out. Bethesda constantly presenting other things they're working on, but never saying anything about the Elder Scrolls.
Well, yeah, they want to keep the fans in the boat, so they don't say that, oh yeah, Elder Scrolls 6, that's not going to happen. Or the Elder Scrolls 6 is going to be a live service game. Always online. And, of course, also multiplayer. How about the Elder Scrolls 6 will be just like Starfield. Just like Starfield. No good writing, boring characters, nothing interesting there, and the graphics sucks. That would be funny.
Sucks. Another person saying Bethesda showed me Fallout 76's DLCs and called it a night. Todd Howard was in them files. Oh boy. Another person saying the Elder Scrolls 6 teaser is old enough to ride looped roller coasters. Technically, that teaser might end up being a full-on grown adult by the time we actually get the Elder Scrolls fucking 6.
Yeah.
And then, again, this just shows you the skepticism that does surround Bethesda. I do genuinely think they're a bit slow. You're a bit slow. If you have any faith in Bethesda to deliver with this, call it hopium. I think deep down we all know that this is going to be a very flawed experience. I think Starfield's reception, especially if you go on a place like Steam, has less than 60% positive reviews. I think that really...
Ooh, less than 60? Well, I can understand that. Also, look at this. This is so ugly.
Says a lot about how people feel about modern Bethesda. And it's just the fact that they have not been able to keep up with the expectations associated with the RPG genre that has been surpassed from the likes of Cyberpunk 2077, Baldur's Gate 3, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. Games that kind of just puts Bethesda in a more negative light, especially as their janky engine barely holds on in this modern age.
Yeah, the engine is just shit. It's just shit, and that's why they're stopping using it. Starfield is the last game they made using that old trashy engine. They are switching now to Unreal Engine. Now, do I believe that they will do better with that engine? I'm actually not sure about that. I'm not so sure about that.
But this is the last update that we really got about the Elder Scrolls 6 coming directly from Bethesda, and this was last fall, in which Todd Howard pretty much just threw cold water on anybody thinking that this game was coming out anytime soon, saying the game was still a long way off, and he didn't really say anything more than that, and he hasn't really said anything, or anybody out of Bethesda, the last couple of years, which deeply concerning, to say at the very least. I'll take that back a little bit. We did get this update, which I don't even know if you can call it an update, but we found out that, the Elder Scrolls 6 is going to have more trees than Skyrim. This was revealed in an Any Austin video. Todd.
Really? Why would you even say that? Because this is irrelevant. No one cares. But I guess this is, oh yeah, investors, look. We have trees. The most trees we ever had in any game. This is so stupid.
Howard did a quick little segment saying, that detail, which I guess is something, but I think something more substantial to get the hype, the expectations a little bit up would have been nice, especially this summer, but obviously not happening.
Yeah, you could, I don't know, show one character. Just show us how the graphics looks. Show one character. There. No, they don't do that.
Maybe next summer, maybe something Bethesda can tease at. It would do some good for the community, I will say, even if, a lot of people are still going to doubt Bethesda because of their last couple of games that have not been positively received. I guess that's the nicest way to say it.
Because they are bad. Because they're bad, they're buggy, they're boring. That's the reasons.
Xbox, we did hear from the CCO, Matt Booty, Xbox Chief Content Officer Matt Booty, speaking to Variety, and the question of The Elder Scrolls 6 came up, and why wasn't it part of this year's Xbox showcase? He said, I would say one of the more challenging balancing acts of someone in a job like mine is balancing that you want to go show the world all the cool stuff you're working on, and you want to get them excited early, but we also know that we want to wait until the right moment, which really hasn't been the case with Bethesda. I mean, Xbox in general for the last number of years. Hell, they announced Fable and State of Decay 3 like way too early. But maybe that is a lesson learned, I guess. And when you decide to show it, you want it to be the best you've got, and also that when you show the game, you're also giving them a promise of, hey, it's coming soon. So I can tell you, having visited Bethesda and sat with Todd and seen Elder Scrolls playing, it looks amazing, and it's coming along well, and we'll make sure to announce it and really reveal it at the right time, which is a very PR safe answer, and it really does not say much at all. But it's an update, I suppose. And the big thing is about this, what is he going to say? Oh, yeah, the Elder Scrolls 6 it's a piece of dog shit right now. Who knows if it's actually going to be worthwhile? Him saying it's amazing just doesn't mean much to me. I mean, he probably said the same thing you would say.
Well, of course he says it's amazing. He wants to sell stuff. People that want to sell stuff lie. Have you ever heard a politician talk? Of course, everyone is lying.
The same thing about modern, Starfield and the feelings surrounding that game. So this is just opinions that don't matter to me. But yeah, the game's coming along well. We've heard that for the last couple of years, and we don't really know where it stands in the current timeline, because right now all feelings is that this game's probably not coming until 2029. I think that's the expectation everybody has. But again, the vibe surrounding this just not well.
Anyone has any expectations for that game? I believe the game coming out when it comes out. When they announce, when they show the game, I can believe that they're actually working on it, because I don't know if they actually work on it. No one does.
Like, we can have these little PR safe answers. We've had them from Todd. Now we have it from Xbox management. But you have to talk about the elephant in the room, and it's just the news that we've had the last couple of years. And it's like the Elder Scrolls lore master, Kurt Coleman, left the company earlier this year and blasted them. He had a lot of thoughts about what's going on behind the scenes, the bureaucracy, broken promises, and Todd Howard. I think this was an interview done with PC Gamer. I have a dedicated video on it. Highly recommend the watch if you haven't. It was just one of those things that we heard a lot of reactions from, integral former Bethesda developers that spoke about massive concerns with Coleman no longer at the studio, as he was an integral voice with the Elder Scrolls. He was viewed as one of the most notable individuals that came up with so much of the lore that people love to this day. Michael Kirkbride, a former developer, really was angry when Coleman left. And this is just one of those things, another aspect of concern that has been talked endlessly about. And right now, just so much skepticism in the air, and Bethesda could do something about that if they had something to show, but I guess they don't. But on that note, we've heard from more Bethesda developers that continue to voice their skepticism with the Elder Scrolls 6.
And that's the point where you have to think, if everyone that has anything to do with the game and developing it, right, knowing what's going on, is saying, oh yeah, stuff is not going well, you should be worried. If you're someone that's looking forward to the Elder Scrolls 6, you should be worried at this point. I mean, I can't imagine being so stupid that you are looking forward to a Bethesda game, but yeah, that's a me thing. Because I don't trust them for obvious reasons, like older games being trash and buggy. That's where we are. Bethesda back in the day. Oh yeah, Bethesda game. Yes. And now, Bethesda game. Oh. But for reasons.
This is a couple of them. This is from Kiwi Talks, in which he highlights how a lot of them are worried about Todd Howard just being stretched too thin. He's doing so many other projects and he's really not paying attention to his, well, the Elder Scrolls 6. This is specifically what they said.
You know, the Toddification of these things happened where, like, you know, you have one guy, Todd Howard, who's like kind of really manning the ship and talking to everybody and doing all the things, and the higher he gets, the more he's just like not connected, and the center ceases to hold.
That is a problem. That is a massive problem, because Todd Howard, he is the main Bethesda voice. Everybody looks to him. That yes men culture. It is a problem, but that is how Bethesda operates.
Oh. The company has a yes man culture. Okay, yeah. That explains why everything is so bad, right? Yeah. Everyone tries to appease Todd Howard, and Todd Howard doesn't know what he's doing. Oh, yeah, that explains everything.
Operates. And if Todd Howard's not, you know, giving 150% on this project, I have extreme concerns that this is going to end up like another Starfield. And I know a lot of people are going to comment below like it's inevitable that it's going to be like that, but like I said, maybe it's just some of the hopium inside of me that it doesn't end up like that and this game actually ends up being worth it. But again, just constant bad vibes associated with this game. This was an interview done just a couple of weeks ago from Kiwi Talks. It's an extensive one, but very eye-opening. But we also heard from an ex-Bethesda executive, Pete Hines, who said the Elder Scrolls 6 maker isn't part of something genuine or authentic at Microsoft. He left the company around 2023, and he has been very vocal about his disdain for Microsoft and how they've gone about their management of Bethesda. He just really does not like how all of this went down. It kind of shifts a lot of the issues with Bethesda,
What's going on?
You know, the overall publisher, Bethesda Softworks, onto Microsoft, but I think we all know that this started many years before that. Regardless, though, he's also very down on modern Bethesda. He said in an April interview, "I was staying there because this place still needs me. I just hit a point of, yes, it needs me, and I am powerless to do what I think needs to be done to run this place properly, to protect these people, to maintain what we worked so hard to create, which is an incredibly efficient, well-run video game developer and publisher." He continues, "And when I was unable to do that, I thought my job should involve in continuing to have that place be, you know, if not the most efficient publisher in the gaming industry, it was way the F up there. And when I couldn't protect it and I saw how it was getting damaged and broken apart and frankly mistreated, abused, whatever word you want to use, I said, I am not going to sit here and watch this happen right in front of me." So he left the company around 2023, infamously, I believe.
So Bethesda is a shit show. Yes, yeah. I mean, we know that for years. I mean, just look at the games they make. Of course the company is shit. Of course it is. I wouldn't expect anything else.
Redfall launched right afterwards, and yeah, Bethesda is a publisher.
I forgot all about that game. Wait, that was a Bethesda game? No. Was it a Bethesda published game? Maybe.
Just
no, it was Microsoft,
some big
right?
misses lately. Hines did continue saying the worst part of his career was to join a place that I genuinely was a fan of and people there I genuinely held in high regard and esteem, and then to get there and see how it actually worked. And this is always the big concern with Bethesda going under the Microsoft umbrella, was that you're dealing with $1 trillion company that does not care about this studio at all. They care about the money, the dollars. And as the Xbox division continues to be embroiled in chaos, they are looking at Bethesda. They are looking at those numbers. And they want money to be produced. So the entertainment side of all of that, maybe that worked a little bit better when they were a private company. But when you're under that $1 trillion company, it's just things operate different. This is what everybody said was going to happen. And here we are.
Yeah.
Hines did finish off saying that's not to say everything Bethesda said.
If you have a company, never go public. Never. That's the worst thing you can do. That will destroy your company.
We did. Yeah, we probably didn't fucking come close to that, but that was absolutely our intention. We're going to do what we say, and yes, we do, and be genuine and be authentic. And truthfully, I still think Bethesda is just part of something that is not authentic and is not genuine, and that shouldn't be a surprise to you. It isn't a surprise. I don't think it is, because the vibes surrounding Bethesda definitely have changed a lot in the last decade or so, I would say. But
Yeah,
ultimately,
I
all
agree.
eyes are on the Elder Scrolls 6. That is probably going to be the most highly anticipated game after this year. And I think the skepticism surrounding this project is at an all-time high, and Bethesda is doing nothing to really change minds. If anything, the news coming out surrounding Bethesda has only been worse. We talked about it last video, but the ports and such continue to be a disaster. Bethesda has shown no inclination of being able to launch a game in a fine state and not have things just totally broken. But look, they
Yeah.
are working on other
I don't remember any Bethesda game made by Bethesda that wasn't broken. Well, maybe Morrowind. That's the last Bethesda game that I played that wasn't completely broken, I think. But that was also over 20 years ago. I have played an unmodded version of Fallout 3 when Fallout 4 came out. I wanted to see if, oh yeah, if I like Fallout 3, I will like Fallout 4, so I will get Fallout 4, and I hated Fallout 3. Man, that game is so bad. I liked everything in the vault. That was nice. That was story driven. That was really good. And then you exit the vault and everything is bad.
projects other than the Elder Scrolls 6. There's Fallout Remaster supposedly on the way. Supposedly the next Fallout Remaster is going to be targeting 2027. And then Elder Scrolls 6 is possibly coming 2028 or 2029. This according to Windows Central reporter Jez Corden, who said, I heard was that Fallout remasters are probably a little bit further off than people think, and that Elder Scrolls 6 is still quite far away. 2029, that sounds about right. Will that be enough time to get the Elder Scrolls 6 in a state that is acceptable and people fall in love with? I don't know.
I think it will be a mess. It will just be a mess, just like every other Bethesda game.
No, the people that are involved in this project, I just don't know if they have the talent to muster up to what everybody expects from RPGs these days, especially those that have so much anticipation behind them. And it's not like the Elder Scrolls 6 is launching in an environment that is what it was years ago. You're going to be going up against the likes of The Witcher 4 and maybe even Divinity coming from Larian Studios, and those are going to be some behemoth RPGs. And yes, people will compare. People always compare because standards are always changing, and Bethesda just, I don't think they realize that. But news the other day indicated that Microsoft is fast-tracking new Fallout and Elder Scrolls games. Maybe non-Bethesda studios could be working on these franchises in the future. Wouldn't that be interesting? But ultimately, that just lands in the hypothetical area because Microsoft loves to say a lot of things and then nothing comes to fruition. And even if we did get some new games outside of BGS, probably 5, 6, 7 years down the road. So yeah, we'll be waiting no matter what. Anyway, we'll continue talking about the Elder Scrolls 6. I still have a little bit of hopium in me. I always will because I just absolutely love this franchise, even if Bethesda has really done a disservice to the gaming community, and that can be also said with the Fallout community. But what are your opinions on the Elder Scrolls 6 and the fact that we heard nothing really this summer? Let me know your thoughts on all of that down in the comment section below. But thank you for watching. Make sure to leave a like if you did enjoy this video, or if you found any informative value. Consider subscribing for more videos like this, and I'll see you later.
Good video. I think it's even worse than we can imagine. At least that's a possibility, because they haven't shown anything. They talk about stuff. Remember 16 times the details. That's the thing about the trees. Oh, we have more trees in Elder Scrolls 6 than in any other game that we ever had. Yeah. So Fallout 76 obviously had 16 times the detail, and look at what that game was. So why would anyone believe anything Bethesda says? Why? There's zero reason. They literally have a track record of lying, of selling you snake oil. That's the company that they are. Why would you believe then? Why? I don't hold my breath for their games. Why would I? They haven't made anything that's remotely either interesting or not buggy. Or runs like trash. That's also a thing. Their games run like trash. Man, Bethesda. What a shame. What a shame that this company even exists and at this point. It shouldn't. Man, now I'm mad. See you next time. Bye.